entirely different matters. That's something that I think needs to happen. And I'm really happy that a lot of that the people left, not because I don't agree with what they say or anything, but I don't really want to be addressing them. I really just want to be talking to all of you. We very seldom get a chance to talk about anything. That's what our problem is, I think.
That's the real deal.
I think some of the other things, for instance, with regard to the park, do we teach, Jason, every single day using park methods?
No.
Because when they're talking about using videos and having to look at critical thinking pieces and so on and so forth, my understanding, having read some of this, is that basically some of this is more European than it is American.
That's right.
And so the testing area is, they're doing it in a European way. But they're teaching it that way in Europe. Are we? Because now what we're teaching, the methods we're using, are not matching what we're testing. And that's something we have to look at. And I don't know how successful we can be if we just say, well, we're going to work with the park. The park is no good to us if, in fact, we are not teaching like that so that the kids will be able to go to that with full confidence that they've been taught in a way in which they can accept what's on that paper and really do well with it. I don't know that that's true, only because we haven't done that. I think that's, and the other thing that I hear this all the time, and I think we had this conversation once before, maybe many times before. I don't agree with our mission statement that we should be preparing kids for college and careers. Not that I don't think we should be, but I think it's too narrow. I think there's a whole lot of things you have to do to educate a child, and preparing them for college and careers are two of those things.
Yes.
Not the whole ball of wax.
Right.
We need to be able to expose, especially our kids, who are living in areas or in homes where they don't have so many things, that they aren't exposed to the things that other children are exposed to. So they come to school not having the background to do the work. So we really need, very, very desperately, to be able to help them to do that. And I don't know that we're doing that. And when we start talking about college and careers, and this lady is telling us they're doing that in kindergarten. How ridiculous.
I know.
How ridiculous. I mean, just to think about that as adults, we have to say to ourselves, is that the most important thing we could be looking at? I mean, to me, I'm only telling you what I heard and what all of us heard.
No, you're right.
I'm not in a kindergarten classroom. I don't know that happens. But you can't make all of this stuff up that they come up and
Not
talk
in
about.
Jersey
The
City.
other thing that I think we need to talk about is that two people have come up in the last 2 days, parents, who have medical problems, and these ladies wind up crying when they get up to the dais. We need to start looking at that, because the other day on Tuesday, the grandmother was crying, and today the mother is crying about the kinds of services they're getting for children who are ill. We need to look at that as well. There are other things that have come to my attention, so I might as well just tell you about them. All of us got letters from someone from one of the schools in Greenville about her child being bullied and how the police had to come and that nothing seems to be getting done. I'm hoping that you got the letter too.
Yes, I did.
And that you're looking into it, because it's a serious allegation. And something should be done to get that kid away from that school. She should be out of there. She should be somewhere else. The other thing is, Mr. Campagna, we had that evacuation of the building, and there were several people left on one of the floors. They tell me that it was mentioned that they would have something in place by sometime in December. Suppose we have something real happen before then. What do we do then?
Right.
Is there something that you can tell those people that you're going to do in the interim?
Yeah, right.
So that if something does happen in this building, there aren't 3 people left up there for God knows what, and nobody's helping them.
That's right.
We need to do that before we have something in place. That's the other thing. And I was at a parent meeting at Infinity, and they are very concerned about the adult program that's in that building, because Those adult people are coming over to where the young children go, where the younger children go to the ladies' room and the boys' room and the gentlemen's room, and they need to have somebody address that situation. They have come here before about that, but nothing seems to have gotten done.
Wow.
So the Parents League has asked for us to take a look at it again. We need to do something because we don't want to have another problem in that area either. We need to stop those kinds of things before they ever get started. And if we pinpoint the kinds of things that need to happen, and we get somebody to take care of it, like getting somebody to cross the street with the kids, which is a simple thing to do, maybe we're going to prevent something from happening. The last thing, just as a personal thing, I don't know whether the other board members are interested, but we had a strategic plan that we got. I haven't seen it since they gave it to us, and I'd really appreciate it if you would send us the strategic plan
Marilyn
and show
always
us
tells the
also where you
truth.
are in it and who's responsible for these things.
Thanks for the
So
truth,
just as a
Marilyn.
point of clarification, it is not